The swastika, also known as the swastika, is an ancient symbol that represents luck and auspiciousness in many cultures around the world. The origin of the swastika can be traced back to prehistoric times, around 12,000 BCE, with patterns found on pottery, stones, and archaeological artifacts in various regions, such as India, China, Europe, and Africa. However, in the 20th century, the swastika's meaning changed in the West when the Nazi regime adopted it as their official symbol, leading to negative and controversial associations. It became a representation of the massacre of millions of people and one of the most devastating wars on Earth. But the Nazis were not the first to use this symbol. In fact, the origins of the swastika are much more complex. Long before Hitler, it had been used as a positive and powerful symbol for thousands of years across many cultures and continents. The origins of the swastika are older than you might think. The word swastika comes from Sanskrit, meaning conducive to well-being or auspicious. The swastika has appeared in various cultures around the world, carrying different symbolic meanings across each. In Hinduism, the swastika is seen as a symbol of prosperity, good fortune, and the sun, representing the cyclical nature of the universe. Known as the swastika, it symbolizes the wheel of reincarnation and the potential for spiritual evolution. In Jainism, another religion in India, the swastika represents Suparshvanath, a spiritual teacher and the seventh of the 24 Tirthankaras. In Buddhism, the swastika symbolizes the Buddha's virtues and is one of the 32 auspicious signs of the Buddha. It is also a common symbol across various Asian and East Asian traditions. In several other Indo-European beliefs, the swastika represents lightning, symbolizing the power and might of the gods. It appears in Norse mythology, for example, where the Greek god Zeus wields lightning, as does the Roman god Jupiter and the Norse god Thor, all embodying the strength associated with this symbol. Additionally, the swastika symbol existed among ancient peoples and was present in civilizations that emerged from Middle Eastern cultures. It also appeared in many ancient artworks of the Byzantine Empire and Tantric Buddhism. Therefore, some researchers believe that the swastika may have originated simultaneously in various parts of the world, not just in India or Asia. For instance, archaeologists in Europe and Africa have discovered similar patterns, suggesting that the swastika could be a universal symbol of humanity, reflecting the connection between humans, nature, and the cosmos, rather than being solely a religious or cultural emblem. The swastika was unearthed when German archaeologist Heinrich Schliemann arrived in Ithaca, Greece in 1868. One of his main objectives was to explore this ancient city. Heinrich Schliemann was a wealthy German businessman who made his fortune through military contracting. He had a passion for Homer's epics and ancient history. Schliemann traveled across the Mediterranean, using Homer's verses to pinpoint real-world locations from the epics, especially the city of Troy. It wasn't until 1870 that Schliemann achieved his dream. This discovery elevated his fame and sparked a surge of interest in everything he uncovered. The daring archaeologist found Homer's city, but he also stumbled upon something else, the swastika, a symbol that would later come to shape world history. How did the swastika become a Nazi symbol? The swastika, originally a symbol of good fortune and prosperity in many cultures, underwent a mysterious transformation to become a dark emblem under Nazi Germany. After World War I, Germany faced severe economic and social crises, creating fertile ground for nationalist movements to surge. Amid this turmoil, there was a need for a unifying symbol of strength for the German nation. German thinkers began to evoke the Indo-European origins and the concept of the Aryan race, which they believed to be the ancestors of the German people. The swastika, with its ancient history, was chosen as a mark of purity and Aryan tradition. When Adolf Hitler and the National Socialist German Workers' Party, NSDAP, rose to prominence, they identified the swastika as the perfect symbol for their ideology of racial superiority and absolute power. In 1920, Hitler officially designed the Nazi Party flag with a red background, a white circle, and a black swastika, an image that became etched in history due to the brutal atrocities committed under it. The Nazi adoption and transformation of the swastika, a symbol once associated with positive and ancient meanings, into an emblem of hatred and extremism, is a complex story. To understand it fully, one must consider various aspects, from historical and political contexts to crowd psychology. After World War I, Germany was in crisis, and dissatisfaction was widespread. The Nazis, aiming to unify and ignite national pride, sought a powerful symbol to rally and motivate the masses. The swastika, with its long-standing roots and widespread presence in many cultures, was chosen for its simplicity, memorability, and symbolic strength. However, the Nazis did more than just adopt the swastika. They altered its shape, making it sharper and more aggressive, aligning it with their extremist propaganda. They linked the swastika to the concept of a superior Aryan race, transforming it into a symbol of power, domination, and hatred. Through skillful propaganda campaigns, using media and rallies, the Nazis exploited crowd psychology to instill fear and hatred, turning the swastika into a tool for stirring negative emotions. This simple symbol quickly became widespread, easily spreading and becoming an indelible mark of the Nazi regime. This is a prime example of how a positive cultural symbol can be misused to serve malicious purposes. And it serves as a reminder that the power of a symbol depends on how it is used. During this period, the swastika was widely used in propaganda materials, on uniforms, and as a symbol of the Nazi Party, representing the values they promoted, including extreme nationalism and anti-Semitism. This transformation connected the swastika to war crimes, the Holocaust, and the atrocities committed by the Nazis during World War II. Since then, the symbol has been banned or restricted in many countries, especially in Germany and across Europe, where memories of those dark times remain profound. From a symbol with positive meanings, the swastika has become a representation of hatred and extremism in the minds of many people around the world. Today, the use of the swastika requires caution and a deep understanding of its complex history, as well as the cultural and social impacts it carries. Currently, the swastika carries deep and complex layers of meaning, depending on the context and geography. While it is still revered in Asia, the symbol evokes negative associations in the West due to the brutal history of the Nazi regime. Therefore, I believe that the use of the swastika today requires caution and an understanding of its historical context, as well as respect for the emotions and cultures of different communities around the world, to avoid unnecessary misunderstandings and negative reactions.